Chapter 20.
No way, Hermione declared, putting herself between the two of them, while Draco shrugged off Severus' hand and moved towards them as the school's bustling noises faded into silence. If it's a face-off you prefer, Granger, I'm game, Draco taunted with a lazy smirk. Seems like you're the only one in your little righteous trio, with some nerve. All right, Malfoy, Harry retorted sharply, striding up defiantly. Draco, Severus murmured close to him. This is pointless, and his lack of effort in organizing student pairs left Lockhart intervening to find out the commotion. Lockhart's constant doting made Severus regret not using something harsher than Expelliarmus on the inept defense professor. As they were prompted to bow, Harry barely inclined his head, showing Draco the same frigid gaze he'd shot him over a month prior during Quidditch. The sensation that stirred in Draco's stomach did nothing to improve his focus on dual decorum. "Ready your wands," Lockhart exclaimed. "When I count to 3, aim to disarm your opponent, just to disarm them. We can't afford mishaps. 1, 2, 3. Rictus Sempra." Fate, it appeared, was indifferent towards righteousness. This time, Draco waited for the count, which, predictably, allowed Harry's quicker reactions to strike first. The ticklish feeling mingled disconcertingly with the agitation Harry had already caused in him, yet Draco fought the urge to retaliate immediately with Stupefy. Harry simply observed, his hesitance noble but foolish. Meanwhile, Lockhart shouted, "I said only to disarm," but almost every student at Hogwarts had chosen to ignore his cries. Draco couldn't recall the exact curse he used on Harry the last time, but there was no way he could allow this absurd jink to stand, even if it was slightly more formidable than Spungify. With a flick of his wand, he cast Rictus Sempra, grudgingly inviting Harry to experience the tickling himself. "Stop! Stop!" Lockhart kept yelling, unheeded. Finite Incantatem, Severus cast, bringing an end to both boys' involuntary laughter. Wisps of green smoke hovered overhead, tempting Draco to blame a Slytherin. Nearby, Longbottom had collapsed alongside a Hufflepuff, and Finnegan nursed his midriff, likely also a victim of Ron's successful tickling jinx. 2 first-year girls, Girl Weasley and Lovegood, had done little more than produce smoke puffs, while the adjacent pair told a different story. Hermione was pinned down by Pansy, whose triumphant wand poked close to her face, her intentions unclear. A simple call of her name from Draco saw Pansy immediately relent. "Oh dear," Lockhart lamented, addressing the aftermath in his typically useless manner. Draco speculated whether Hermione still harbored her bizarre admiration for the man, a thought that surprisingly unsettled him. "Off you go, Macmillan. Easy there, Miss Fawcett. Press there, boot, and the bleeding will stop in a heartbeat. Perhaps I should demonstrate blocking hostile spells. Who'll volunteer? Longbottom and Finch-Fletchley, how about you? What was with these ridiculous Hufflepuff names? Was it yet another requirement sought by the Sorting Hat?" "A poor choice, Professor Lockhart," Severus commented, eyeing Longbottom with disdain. Draco had found himself growing increasingly sympathetic to Severus' view since Halloween, as even a well-meaning attempt to guide Longbottom in potions had resulted in panic screaming. "Longbottom creates chaos with the simplest spells. You have to deliver the remainder of Finch-Fletchley to the hospital wing in pieces." Draco relished seeing Longbottom's face flush, though Severus dampened his amusement by suggesting, "Perhaps Granger and Parkinson?" Draco approached Lockhart before he had a chance to agree. "But what about Potter, sir? Imagine the legacy of teaching the boy who lived the art of dueling." "Malfoy and Potter," Lockhart announced, thrilled. Draco was more surprised than anything at how simple it was to sway the man. Harry shot Draco a glare, fully aware of his maneuvering. Both Severus and the crowd made room for the duel, showing Severus's displeasure. "Now, Harry," Lockhart began, "when Draco raises his wand, you should do this." The swirling gesture he demonstrated assured Draco that if Lockhart became Harry's real dueling mentor, even Voldemort would be let down by his adversary. After clumsily dropping his wand, all his tomfoolery felt rather sinister amidst thoughts of the impending war. "Oops, my wand seems overly eager," Lockhart said with an uneasy glance at Severus. Draco hoped Severus would offer a spell, but Severus remained silent, having never wanted the duel to happen in the first place. It wasn't crucial, though. Draco easily recalled Serpensortia. "Any tips, sir?" he asked Severus, as Harry nervously urged Lockhart to repeat the blocking spell demonstration, while Severus appeared unimpressed. "Do not kill the boy who lived," Severus said solemnly. "There are just too many witnesses." Lockhart moved out of the way, as Draco envisioned the snake he'd summoned previously in the dim dungeon. The ease of its conjuring mirrored that of its slaying with Sectum Sempra. He wasn't planning to unleash the latter curse on Harry, though the memory lingered, uncomfortably satisfying. 3, 2, 1, go. Lockhart shouted, and as soon as he stepped aside, chaos ensued. Serpen dash, Draco began, hastily, yet Harry was already poised to strike. Lockhart had barely finished his count before Harry lunged forward. "Expelliarmus!" Harry shouted, a quick learner, indeed. "Protego!" Draco shouted, casting a shield to fend off the blazing red light, threatening to overpower him. "Expelliarmus!" Harry Potter bellowed once more, taking purposeful strides as a beam of light surged towards Draco Malfoy's defense. Harry waved his wand in the air, driven by an inborn sense that it could dismantle the protective spell surrounding Draco. Channeling all his magical energy into a focused burst, he sent it lunging forward. Draco braced himself, pouring all his power into maintaining the shield against Harry's formidable magic, which felt raw and potent, unlike anything he'd experienced before. His wand vibrated under the strain, urging him to grasp it with both hands. The physical discomfort was only slightly less than the sting of Ron Weasley's voice, shouting encouragement. "Nice job, Harry." Expulso. Harry cast a different spell. "Been doing some digging, have you, Harry?" And Draco's shield gave way. He dropped to the floor, deftly rolling to evade another of Harry's disarming attempts, and lifted his wand to unveil a new spell, Serpensortia. But Harry reacted swiftly, swinging his wand to counter Draco's move. Protego. Draco hastily cast another defense spell. The Great Hall was silent, breath held in anticipation of what might unfold between them, the Death Eater and the boy who lived, Slytherin's heir, and the Chosen One. Sweat trickled down Draco's brow as awareness dawned on him. Harry had never fully unleashed his potential before. Or, at least Draco had never provoked this intensity. It felt overwhelmingly strong from where Draco stood, panting as sweat dripped down his face, Harry's magic attacking in steady waves, a vibrant red energy connecting them. Contemplating his next move, Draco considered the risky Langlock, but releasing his shield carried perilous consequences. Lumos Maxima, Draco shouted, and a brilliant light blinded them both momentarily, enabling Draco to execute a pre-planned roll to the side, avoiding any immediate threat. Serpensortia, he finally commanded, summoning a serpent that manifested only after he wrestled with his depleted magical reserves. It emerged, gleaming green and markedly larger than before. Mightier with each summoning with the Talon wand. The hall erupted in shrieks as the realization of what Draco conjured dawned on everyone. Harry retreated, wand ready, though the panic seemed more pronounced than Draco recalled, intensified by his dramatic reveal. "The monster!" someone shouted. Draco smirked inwardly at the ignorance. How could anyone equate this simple conjuration with the dreaded creature of the Chamber of Secrets? Clearly not a basilisk, but it sufficed for Draco's intentions. Had the student Harry was supposed to shield not fled already, seeking safety with Longbottom's unexpectedly prudent Hufflepuff companion. The chaos lacked the calm energy of their last encounter, a serene pause that let Harry communicate with the serpent, everyone a witness. This time, students stormed out in droves, their fright compounded by the evident absence of their supposedly expert dueling guide. Oh, Draco realized somewhat absently, I've triggered a panic. Yet, two figures remained, too enthralled to move, Ginny Weasley and Luna Lovegood, the first-year girls observing the marvel before them, Ginny clinging, wide-eyed, to Luna. Luna softly comforted her. No need to fear, Ginny. It's a friendly snake. Right on cue, Harry stepped in as the hero, his hissing soothing the serpent, which reclined submissively, acknowledging Harry's control. If this had been Slytherin's fabled monster, Harry had conquered it effortlessly. See, Luna said to Ginny with a cheerful clarity. He's giving it instructions. Then Snape intervened, a wand wave rendering the snake to vanish in a dark smoke cloud. His gaze on Harry was assessing, as if he hadn't factored Harry's snake-speaking ability into his considerations. Perhaps considering the implications of Harry as the heir of Slytherin. Oh no, Luna sighed, but it had such lovely scales. Ginny shook herself back to reality and stepped away. The hall had mostly cleared out, but those who remained, Snape, Harry, Hermione, Ron, Ginny, Luna, and Draco, were sufficient. Miss Lovegood, Snape instructed, gripping Luna's shoulder gently. Utter a word of this to no one. I believe we can declare this dueling club session concluded. Come along to Ravenclaw. Ron enveloped his sister in a protective embrace, only speaking once Snape vanished. Harry, why didn't you mention you could speak to snakes? You're a Parselmouth. Pardon? Harry replied, puzzled. It seemed bitterly unfair to Draco that his rival always emerged victorious, yet remained so oblivious. Parselmouth, Ron clarified with enthusiasm, means you talk to snakes, just as Hermione, frenzied with anger, surged towards Draco. What were you aiming for? That's dark magic, Draco. I've read about it. How could you use such a curse right here? In school. Ginny emitted a small yelp, clutching Ron tighter at that. Merely a snake, Hermione. Ron intervened, yet Hermione disregarded him. Trying to harm him? She accused, voice shrill, as Draco nonchalantly shrugged. Had I wanted that, Hermione, Draco drawled, he'd be long gone. Hermione screamed in frustration. Her fist twitched, reminiscent of that loop where she'd struck him, but not now. Instead, she took her comrades and led them away, leaving Draco as the hall returned to a tenuous peace. Draco managed to steer clear of any reprisals from the Gryffindors. He was assigned just one detention by Lockhart, who used the entire time to interrogate Draco with dreamy admiration about the potion's master.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this chapter, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated with more audiobooks. Happy listening!